So I did a review of this back when it first came out, and I said back then that it was perhaps one of the most original movies that I have seen that year. But is that still the case? Hello horror scholars, my name is Ed Gasha and welcome to Horror Essentia. Now, written and directed by Don Mancini and starring Fiona Dourif, Brad Dourif and Alex Vincent, this is the 7th film in the Child's Play franchise. And after so many twists and turns and disappointments, I must say this movie actually surprised me. In a good way. This movie is a direct sequel of the last one, and we're now following the sole survivor of that movie while she is actually in a mental institution, blamed for everything that happened in that movie. And things are actually going not as usual. This movie is weird because you usually go into a Child's Play movie knowing what to expect. That's not the case here. While this movie does deliver a little bit of that, the bad jokes and the murdering, it actually goes into a complete different direction. This is the first Child's Play movie that goes into psychological horror territory. And that's a weird thing to say, because it somehow managed to combine everything that this franchise is into one single movie that goes into a new territory too. But it's not as easy as I'm telling you, because you actually have to let go of that typical horror fan cynicism that we all have. If we do this, we will find ourselves in a movie that we don't know actually what's going on, just like the characters don't know. And it makes you wonder, what if everyone in the Child's Play franchise was just hallucinating the whole thing? And it's exactly what this franchise needed, a new refreshing way to see the whole thing. But you have to let yourself get carried away by the story, to not try to overanalyze it. And you will find yourself not actually knowing what's going on, since the contrast between what's supposed to be going on and what's actually going on is really well established. You may actually believe that everything is just paranoia, even coming from you, which leads me to stating that you actually need to bring all of your suspension of disbelief for this one. It's an absurd movie, one that actually has some terrifying parts. I love how they actually took the risk with this one of not going into parody again, but not actually trying to go back into a territory which is horror that they actually can't go back into. And instead, they blend it all together and did something completely new. So in conclusion, is this one of the most original horror movies that I have seen recently? Yes it is. Obviously. What did you expect? They did something really different with a very beaten franchise. And you have to respect that. The end result is weird, it's bizarre, it's absurd, it's terrifying, it's gory. And while that doesn't mean that the movie is perfect, because it isn't, it's actually a new and interesting, refreshing way to see this franchise, and I just love it because of it. This movie is what it is. But speaking of it, have you seen the trailer for the new one, for the new Child's Play, for the remake? What do you think of it? Are you going to watch it? Do you think it was needed? Tell me all about it in the comments down below. And remember, we post every other week analysis, reviews, and everything that has to do with horror in general. So share, subscribe, like, and all that jazz. Until the next one, dark dreams.